China is an ancient and amazing country. It's very different from the Western world, culturally, politically, and spiritually. But one of the most unusual things about China is the food they have there. Many of these dishes include animals you'd want to run away from. Some of these are confusing, others sound pretty gross, but they're all scary. From a fish which, if prepared incorrectly, could take you out in minutes, to 1,000-year-old eggs which will make you see food in a totally different light forever. Snake soup. Snake soup is eaten all over China and also in Hong Kong. It's particularly popular in the winter. That's because it's considered a great dish to warm you up. It's seen as a gourmet dish. The soup is served with snake shredded inside, and many who've tried it say it tastes like chicken. To prepare this, a giant snake chef first washes a snake. For many years, only rich people in China could have snake soup, but now it's almost like a street food and you can get it anywhere in China. It's also used for medicinal reasons. Many in China believe that snake soup can cure ailments. It apparently can help your blood circulation and also prevent arthritis. But for now, you may want to avoid eating snakes from China. Snakes are a delicacy sold in the Wuhan wet market, which is apparently where coronavirus is from. According to New Scientist, experts say that the virus may have jumped from bats to snakes and then to humans. So maybe someone eating snake soup to cure one ailment caused a massive virus. Talk about a plan backfiring. Black Stinky Tofu. You may think I'm editorializing here and calling this dish stinky, but no, that's literally the name of this dish, black stinky tofu. Everyone already knows what tofu is, it's bean curd. This is prepared by coagulating soy milk and then pressing the curds into solid white blocks. But stinky black tofu was sold in many Chinese street markets. The tofu is fermented, which is why it has a very potent smell. Locals say that it smells like rotting garbage, but it apparently tastes very nice and strong. People who have been to these markets say that you can smell it half a block before you even see it. And in China, many call it the blue cheese of tofu. That's because it's pretty much rotting and fermenting. So if you can get past that rotten garbage smell, you might get a delicious treat. Chinese chef Henry Koo said that black stinky tofu smells like smelly feet. This is partly thanks to the science behind the dish. One chemical analysis found 39 volatile organic compounds in stinky black tofu. If you live in the USA, then you can find stinky tofu in some areas. However, it won't be the same as in China because it needs to be made in compliance with US food safety laws. This is an area where China and the USA differ massively. Blowfish. How much do you love seafood? Do you love it so much that you would be willing to risk your life to eat it? Well, if you head to China, you can do that exact challenge. The pufferfish or blowfish is one of the most dangerous fish on the planet. That's because they contain tetrodotoxin, which is a poison. This toxin is so powerful it can take out 30 humans in one hit. And there's also no antidote, so if you get this toxin into you, then there's no way to get it out. That may make you assume that people stay well away from these fish, but not in China. It's a very popular dish and chefs have to prepare for years before they can prepare it. That's because if they prepare it wrong, then they could risk taking the life of their customer. Many restaurants tell you to sign a waiver saying that they're not responsible if you pass away. Only specially trained chefs with years of experience can do this. But here's where it gets crazy. Some chefs actually opt to leave some of the toxin in the fish. This will give you a tingling sensation on the lips and tongue, but they take out just the right amount so that you won't be affected by it. Yeah, I don't really feel like putting my life in the hands of a chef. Grilled crocodile. In the animal kingdom, crocodiles are alpha predators. They're very high up in the food chain and could easily take out many humans. They're also something you would never see being sold in a restaurant in the USA. But head over to China and you can eat crocodile. That's right, in China, instead of crocodile eat you, you eat crocodile. These are normally sold at night food markets. And it's also quite a spectacle to see it roasted on an open fire in a market. Much like the snake soup from before, it said that eating crocodile can cure ailments. It can apparently cure respiratory illnesses. So if you have asthma, maybe you should try eating some crocodile meat. Crocodile soup, crocodile steaks, and crocodile curry are all popular dishes in China. 1,000-year-old eggs. A century egg is also known as a 1,000-year egg or a 100-year egg. Now, of course it does not take 1,000 years or even 100 years to make these, but it does take 100 days to make. 1,000-year-old eggs are duck eggs coated with lime, ashes, and mud. They're then soaked in a brine for 100 days, by which time the yolk will have turned green and the whites will have become like a dark brown jelly. The eggs have a creamy cheese flavor with a very strong and pungent smell. These are also very salty. The pH level of these eggs is around 9 to 12. For many years, people believed that these eggs would be soaked in horse urine, but it turned out this was a myth and they never did that. These eggs are often eaten at special events, for example birthdays or weddings. Just imagine kissing the bride right after she ate a century egg. No thanks. Giant octopus. The giant octopus dish is known as sanachi. But be warned, this dish might bite back, or at least slither back, because that's what it does when you eat it. You see, its tentacles receptors are still alive as you eat this dish. The octopus will wriggle around on your plate or bowl. That's because it's prepared incredibly fresh. I'm not sure if I'd want to feel something moving around in my throat as I'm eating it. You're supposed to be very careful when you eat giant octopus, as it could be a choking hazard. There's nothing worse than choking on a tentacle wriggling around inside your mouth. Bird's nest soup. If you read the name bird's nest soup on a menu in a restaurant, you'd assume it was some kind of gimmick. Of course, they wouldn't literally put a bird's nest in soup, right? Well, that's not the case with this Chinese delicacy. When they say bird's nest soup, they really mean it. This soup is made with the nests of a small Chinese bird named the swiftlet. The bird makes the nest from its own saliva. This then hardens when exposed to air. Chicken broth is then added to the saliva and it makes an amazing soup. Much like many foods in China, it's famous for its health benefits. But because these birds' nests are so small, this is a very expensive dish. The nests can cost around $3,000 per pound. But it's said to taste very nice, and according to Chinese traditional medicine, it's great for your skin. These bird's nests have been used in Chinese cuisine for more than 400 years, and they're created in gigantic nesting factories all around China. Scorpions. If you saw a scorpion in the desert, you would want to run away fast. But if you see one in China, it will likely be impaled on a stick. That's because, unlike in the USA where they have corn dogs, in China they have scorpions on sticks. These scorpions are normally roasted or grilled, and sometimes they're even served alive. But what do they taste of? Well, the answer is not too good. Food reviewers have said that these scorpions taste like moist ground. Sometimes these scorpions are even drank. They're mixed with herbs to make traditional liqueurs. These scorpion stingers aren't even removed. But don't worry, they're not poisonous as the poison vanishes once they're exposed to heat. These are said to have high protein content. And they're also used for medicinal purposes as well. Roasted pigeons. If you go to most busy cities like London, pigeons are a pest. You want to get them away from your food, not make them into your food. But in China, roasted street bird or whole pigeons is a very popular delicacy. These birds are normally served on a stick. They're dipped in a marinade for flavor and then they're roasted. They apparently taste similar to chicken or duck, but they look a bit too lively for my liking. Bat soup. Okay, this dish is probably the most famous unusual Chinese food. Right now, there's lots of debate as to whether the coronavirus was caused by someone eating bat soup. This dish can actually be found in many countries, for example, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Guam, and China. The bats are cooked in a soup with green chili peppers, but according to the New York Times, they may not be behind coronavirus. That is because science is yet to confirm the exact cause of where this is from, so maybe bat soup is totally innocent. Even if it was though, I think I'll give it a miss next time I go to China. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which of these foods, if any, you would try.
Zombie apocalypse.